What's going on, guys? Welcome to Game Crunch. I've got an interesting article here to share with you today. It's over on the Spanish website Vandal. So on this website, which I had translated here, I'm going to just say, like, right out the gate, take all this information with a huge grain of salt. I highlighted some key points in this article to kind of go over and try and make the video short and sweet for you, so that way we can kind of go over all these details. So, they're claiming that the Joy-Cons from the Switch, the new Switch, which is rumored to come out early next year, are going to be magnetic. So basically, you're just going to kind of clip on the sides instead of slide on the sides. Seems a little off to me. But let's just kind of go over some of the key points that this article kind of says here. So, the exclusive Switch 2, we get scoop on the new leaked details. So, this kind of goes over the details here. So let's go over some of my highlighted points. So speculation increased at the end of last year when Gamescom attendees confirmed having seen the new Nintendo console behind closed doors. Now I know we've heard for a while that some developers, some people behind the scenes have seen some semblance of the device. This isn't the first time we've heard of that. They go on here to say exclusive details leaked during a fair, which I'm assuming, in the translation, that probably means like an expo or something like that, or some sort of meet for the industry, in which he was able to speak with several manufacturers of accessories and peripherals for the Nintendo console, something that also happened with the Nintendo Switch OLED. So I guess that is what happened also in the past. So they kind of go over this here. So the Switch 2 information comes from accessory manufacturers have been able to touch the new Nintendo console. This sounds a little funny to me. So look at what this says right here. The company would have allowed them to put their hands in an opaque box so they can understand its dimensions and design without compromising the secrecy surrounding any of the new video game hardware. So this is it sounds a little strange. So I'm just picturing this. That there's a box and it's got the little holes. You put your hands inside the holes, and it's kind of like one of those experiments that you did as a kid, right? Where you put your hand in the hole, or like Halloween. They do it at Halloween, where you put your hand in the hole and you feel it and try and figure out, oh, that feels like brains. And it's like Jello or something like that. And there's like another one with like pudding. And you're like, oh. And then there's like another one with something else disgusting. So this is, this is what I think of, is that they're putting their hands in this box. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that feels like a Switch, too. What? That's so stupid. I don't know. Maybe that's like, how are they getting dimensions? Like, are they just are they gonna make accessories just by feel? What? Oh my god. I don't know if that's like a translation error or just complete bullshit. But let's continue here. So I also learned that Nintendo could have opted to maintain the Switch Joy-Con without changing its fundamental design. So I wanted to highlight could. So there's no, this is what I'm saying. Take all this stuff with a grain of salt, man. I really don't see the functionality of a magnetic Joy-Con working very well. You know what I mean? Especially because Nintendo designs their stuff for kids in mind. So when they design their consoles, they always design them very durable. Could you imagine if you've got two Joy-Cons that are magnetic, and your kid's walking around with his little Switch, and then something hits the Switch and knocks the Joy-Cons off of the Switch. Suddenly your screen goes crashing down onto the tile, and you're standing there holding two Joy-Cons. Magnetic does not make sense to me. So I really don't think this is true at all. But they go on to say here, instead of rails for the current console, the new Switch 2 controllers would join the screen of magnetic form. So again, that could be a bit of a translation error or something like that. That could mean something completely else, because magnetic Joy-Cons doesn't make functional sense to me. This kind of just goes over the compatibility of the Joy-Con. You can pause and read it if you want. Regarding its possible release date, so they kind of go over some stuff that we already know. What the accessory manufacturers say is that Nintendo would have already had the console ready to put on market, which we kind of have heard that the the release date has kind of changed. Like originally, it may have been released this year, but there was reports from a while back, if you remember, that the Switch 2 launch has been delayed, and that kind of makes sense because I really think they're going for that Switch factor again, where they launch with a lineup that you pretty much just can't refuse. You know what I mean? So um, they would prefer to put it on sale with a more powerful catalog. And what that catalog could be, I know there's a lot of rumors floating around that Metroid Prime 4 is going to be one of those launch titles, maybe a cross-gen console, not console, cross-gen release where it's on the old Switch and the new Switch, and you get it kind of all in one. So I honestly think that the other title that's going to launch, and I don't know any information, but I highly, highly suspect that there will be a 3D Mario that will release with the next Switch. Because if you really think about it, Mario Odyssey came out the same year as Breath of the Wild, and we've now had Tears of the Kingdom. And where's the next 3D Mario? You can't tell me that they haven't been working on one. And in my opinion, it's probably ready, and it could have been ready for a couple of years now, and they're just kind of holding on to it as that like launch title, right? Because they want that strong launch lineup. So that's my prediction. It's not anything that I've really heard before, but I really, really predict, and I feel strongly that they're probably going to release a Mario with the next console. So yeah, it basically just says here that they're going over the catalog. The rest of it's just kind of stuff that we already know. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of share that, get your thoughts, and you know, as with any Switch 2 news, really just take it all with a grain of salt. This is probably completely not true. There's a lot of coulds and woulds and maybes kind of implied in here, and speculation on who said who, what he said, she said kind of crap, right? So don't really put too much stock in this here article. But anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. If you made it to the end of the video, really appreciate you guys checking it out. Please like and subscribe. Really helps the channel grow. I really appreciate it. I'm really trying to build this channel up and put out some excellent content. And we'll catch y'all in the next one. Thank you very much. Have a good one.